really excited about this week's activity box. I am so glad you're joining me today. Well, hello, and guess what we get to do this week? Inside of your activity box, you have a lot of wonderful trivia, reminiscing, crossword puzzles, coloring pages, but also some fun little British words and phrases. Let's see, we have the crossword over here. Royals of the World quiz. I love those kind of trivias. And the sounds quiz with different photographs and things of the royal family and different events that occur with that. And it's so wondering, why do we have all of our activities centered around the royal family and the Queen? Well, that is because on Saturday, June 13th, we'll be celebrating the Queen's birthday. And here's a fun fact about the Queen's birthday. As I was looking into all the wonderful information regarding our Queen's celebration, I noticed there were two birthdays, and I was very perplexed by that. So here's a fun fact about us celebrating the Queen's birthday, because her birthday is actually on April 21st, but she celebrates it on the second Saturday of every year. So a little fun information that I was able to pull up was that in the past, official celebrations to mark a king or queen's birthday in the UK have been held on a day that isn't actually their birthday at all. The double birthday tradition was started more than 250 years ago by King George II in 1748. He was born in November, which was not known in the UK for its good weather. So King George wanted it to be possible to have a big public celebration, and November wasn't the time to do it. So given that his actual birthday wouldn't be a good time of the year for a birthday parade, he decided to combine it with an annual military parade in the summer when the weather would hopefully be nice. And so this is where the tradition of an official public summer birthday for the monarch began. That's very fascinating. So the Queen usually spends her actual birthday with her family, as she should. There is usually a 41-gun salute in Hyde Park, a 21-gun salute in Windsor Great Park, and a 62-gun salute at the Tower of London on April 21st. But they have been canceled this year because of the pandemic, of course. But it is very fascinating to hear that she is to celebrate her birthday twice a year. Hey, let's all pick up on that tradition. I'm all about celebrating birthdays anytime I get a chance. But that is a fun fact. So we included in your activity box a lot of fun information, games and trivia that you and your family can enjoy celebrating the Queen's birthday. I have my teapot and my teacup out, so maybe you have some fun hats that you can pull out this week. Maybe you have a tea party, just to have a good time. Pull up on your computer a little bit more information about the Queen and the royal family. Maybe even watch a movie together as a family that is centered around the royals. So how exciting is that? So I hope that you enjoy this week's theme as we focus on the Queen's birthday this week. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then look at the other contents of your box. Today's activity, it is summertime, and when we hit summertime, we like to do a lot of things surrounding the themes of water, which would be beaches and lakes and other fun things as it gets very hot outside and we try to get outside. So we like to put a little bit of this on canvas, and what better way than to do it in our activity box this week with all of the supplies we have provided you. So you should have a canvas, you should have a bag of sand, and you will have a bag of seashells. You're going to have a paintbrush. You're going to have a bottle of glue. It doesn't look like my bottle. This one's different. But you should have a bottle of tacky glue. And you should have a small little container of paint. And so what we're going to create today, let me pull out my example, is something like this. Isn't that beautiful? Just makes me want to go to the beach, doesn't it? I love the water, the seashells, the sand, the sky. But you're going to make your version of this. But definitely want to add some seashells and some sand and some paint. And of course, when you're finished with it, you know I love to see these pictures. I love to see what you make because we like to celebrate that. So please, please, please post your pictures with that. But before we begin, I did want to also make sure that you all are visiting your email because we have sent out a newsletter that has your calendar of all of our activities and the time frames that you can look online on our Facebook page for the videos, whether it's music or exercise or our activity for today. Please look at that calendar, but we also included a letter to let you know that some of the things with our activity boxes will be changing a little bit. We are so enjoying doing these activity boxes, and we're going to continue to do them. We have been doing this since March, and we've been pulling our supplies out and our resources from our activity closet and whatever we can pull together to make sure each and every Saturday for the past 3 months that you all receive an activity box full of things to keep you stimulated and engaged. And thank you so much for those that have sent in some donations to also help with those supply costs. So some things have changed a little bit with that, and your newsletter does explain that in detail. But what we are doing now is there will be a fee associated each week with that activity box, and you'll just simply let us know which week you would prefer. Hopefully you want all of them for the month because we really need to make sure that we stay engaged and active each and every week with something different. But one of the exciting things that I like about this change is that now whenever you receive your activity box, you're going to get a set of paints like this. Maybe, it might not be exact same box, but you're going to get a set of paints, and you're going to get, when the activity calls for it, a set of watercolors. You will get your own colored pencils with your sharpener. And you'll also get your markers that you're going to need. And we'll also include a little paint tray to go with your paints. And I believe the paintbrushes. If I didn't show you the paintbrushes, you'll need a set of those as well. So the exciting thing is that this allows us to be able to be more creative in helping you, and to also go ahead and continue to supply you with these activities. And so what will happen is you'll keep those paints and you'll keep those markers. Those are yours to keep for all the activities that we send your way. And then you can even leave them in the box if you'd like for storage, and we'll just keep putting all of the other things in there for you. So I hope that you are excited as I am about that. So now instead of me sending you one little tiny container of one color or two colors, you'll have your own set of paints to choose whatever color you want to use. You'll have your own paintbrushes that are probably more appropriate to use with some of those crafts, and be able to be better equipped to help your loved one during this time. I understand that the shut-in has continued through July 12th, I believe, and so as we continue with this shelter in place, we want to continue to support you in any way that we can. So thank you for joining me with all of this and supporting us, and we want to continue to support you in the most creative way that we can, and look forward to the day that we get to reopen Grace Arbor and be together in person once again. I'm looking forward to continuing our front yard sing-alongs that Lou and all of us have been scheduling visits with each and every one of you. I have sent messages to you all, so if you have not yet responded and would like for us to come and visit in your front yard, we would love to come and do a sing-along for your family. So please reach out to us and let us know what works best for you. So let's get started with our fun activity for today. I'm going to take out my canvas and try to shift some things out of the way here. All right. Might need a little dish of water, which also, let me add that in your box with the paints you'll get a container with a lid, so you can use this for your water paint, your paint water. So this will be a nice little thing to have for you on hand, so you're not always having to find some sort of dish or something to use when we're doing those activities that can get messy. So yes, we're going to go ahead and get our canvas and get our paint, and we're going to pull out the blue paint. Everybody has a different shade of blue. Let's put that right here. Okay. So I'm just going to open this up. Just dabble, do ya? Did you ever hear that before? Maybe in school. There we go. You should have your paintbrush. And what we're going to do is, you don't need a lot on your paintbrush, but what you're going to do is simply just paint across the board like this. Does not have to be perfect. Maybe go to the edge and create some lines of blue paint that resemble water. And notice that my brush had paint on it, then it kind of got dry, because I don't want it to be dark all the way across. Kind of gives you a little bit of that water effect when you do that. So take that paintbrush and continue to go down. And this is just the bottom portion of your canvas board. All right. Just keep going across. Well, everyone's going to look different, and that's what I love about it. It's just all about being creative. Take your time with the painting. One thing I love about just the act of painting is that it's very relaxing. It reduces anxiety, it reduces the stress, it gives you some independent activity to do, or maybe you need somebody to help you with that. Nonetheless, put on some quiet music, not quiet music, maybe some soft music. Put on some soft music and just enjoy doing the activity and taking that time to relax. So I'm just going to kind of go across mine with my paintbrush like that. And I can go back and add to it if I want later. But for right now, just for demonstration purposes, we're just going to paint that over real quick. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue. And for those that are helping out, when you get these paint trays, fun fact is these are also great for squeezing just a little bit of glue into your paint tray so you don't have too much come out on your artwork. And then sometimes people like to use the paint brushes to apply the glue onto their activity. So I can just take a little bit of glue into my paint tray like that. I can even use my finger, which is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to rub it on just one little area of the canvas, because this glue is where the sand is going to go, and the seashells. But for right now, we're just going to rub it on there for the sand. I like getting messy. And glue is very messy. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. I have some glue that's meant for also making slime, so you have the tacky glue, which is much better. But mine's going to get a bit interesting. All right. All right. Okay. So now what we want to do is get you have your glue on your canvas. You can get your sand and either pour it in a dish, pull it out of your bag, whichever works best. And you're really just going to sprinkle that across your canvas board wherever you had the glue. Now, I didn't have my tray today, and that probably would have been a great idea, seeing that I am dealing with a lot of sand, because it's going to get everywhere. But you know what? It's okay. I'm just going to put all my sand on there. Oh, I'm already ready for the beach. Look at that. I love the beach. This is also a great activity that you can reminisce about times that you have visited the beach. And you can even do a sensory activity with this by closing your eyes and asking the folks, you know, that are doing this activity, ask them what sounds do you hear when you're at the beach? What are the smells that you usually can, you know, take in? And what are the things that you see? What are the things that you can feel? I know the wind and the salt air and the sand between your toes. And what is the temperature like? What does that feel like? And what are some things you might see in the water and on top of the water, like boats and sea life, all these wonderful things. So don't just use this activity as an art project. Use this activity as also an opportunity to, again, play some soft music and have a very relaxing activity and just reduce the stress, and then have some time to like look at the beautiful creation that you've created, and talk about some different things at the beach, some wonderful memories from childhood, or maybe some recent memories that y'all have had together. I know more times than not, you're going to get more recollection from the days that we've been at the beach from a long time ago versus the most recent, because we are dealing with dementia, and it's the short-term memory that is going to be affected more than the long-term memory. So keep that in mind when you are having those wonderful moments and reminiscing about the days at the beach. Maybe reflect on childhoods and things like that. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take some glue and put more into my tray or my dish, whatever I have on hand, and then take out your seashells. And we might need to be a little careful because some of them could break. I don't want that to happen. But, oh my goodness. Another fun activity within this activity is look at all the beautiful seashells. We have some great looking seashells in these bags. Oh my goodness. But look at each one of those, and that's something I've always loved doing, is walking along the beach and collecting shells. That's a great memory, great time to talk about that too. And all the different kinds of seashells that you are holding. Make sure that you have a dark background of some sort, so it's easier for everyone to see the seashell, because it gets a little tricky if it's on a light background, because these seashells are light. Look at all of these beautiful seashells. I'm going to take some glue and I'm going to put it on top of this, and then what I would like to do is just kind of layer my seashells along that sand. Makes me think of those days on the beach. Oh my goodness. Many beautiful memories at the beach with family, with friends, especially birthday celebrations, family celebrations. So look at this. I'm not putting my glue on for the sake of time on the video, but look at this, y'all. Hopefully I don't drop my seashells. Isn't that fun? So I have my water right here, and I have all my seashells and my sand. I'm going to work on this a little bit more, and I might add a sky to that, or a sun. Maybe, hey, we could add a boat, maybe paint a boat on there. Maybe you have a special scripture, special verse, or a special quote, something that means a lot to you and your family. You can add that on there as well. And that would just be a beautiful piece that you can enjoy and display in your home. I know I'm going to enjoy this one when I finish it. But I am so glad that you joined me today, and I'm looking forward to hearing how everyone has celebrated the Queen's birthday this week as she celebrates her birthday on June 13th. So make sure that you are posting all of these wonderful pictures of your canvases and all your tea parties and wonderful hats and all the things that you come up with to be creative. Again, I hope you stay safe and you stay well, and we look forward to talking to you soon. Take care.